Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios. And tonight we're starting off with the chat's already blowing up with conversation between Christy Adcock and Fu Man Blue. How you guys doing tonight? Just had to share the good word there on the screen as we were opening up. Thanks for that, Fu Man Blue. I'm sure we'll get the context in a couple minutes. Starting off with me tonight is Billy Bobsack. Billy, how are you?
I had to read the first seven, or not read, but listen to the first 7 chapters of Fourth Wing, so it fucking sucks. All right, come on.
I just think this is hold on. I just think this is hilarious because Billy dragged me kicking and screaming into this. I actually kind of enjoyed the book, and he is detesting it. So this is kind of fun.
Wow!
It's so bad.
No, yeah, the delivery is bad, but I like to get caught up in the what ifs when I start to figure out their magic system and how it works, and I speculate and theorize and do nerd shit with it. Raven Nevermore.
Hey, yeah, I've been working on a number of different things. I've got a couple articles that I want to write, and I will hopefully get them posted on Minds within the next week or two, hopefully. So look forward to that.
All right, MD, welcome back. Been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've been busy. Lots of stuff happening. I have an alternate meeting that happens, and this week it's not happening. So I get to be here and hang with you folk. I'd say good folk, but I don't know if you've been behaving well at that.
Varies from moment to moment.
Okay, so there we go. You're good from moment to moment. Bad from moment.
Voucher,
we are folk.
I am always good.
Lies. Just not to be mean or anything, but lies. You are sometimes good. I'll grant you that.
Well, what's your avatar this week, Crow? Let's see. Oh, cool.
That is a good avatar.
Yep, I found it on Twitter called by I don't know the name, but he does like this amazing artwork on Twitter. If I find the name, I'll post it on the Gilded. But he's amazing. He does like Lord of the Rings art. He does Dark Souls art. He does Baldur's Gate art. Not even Baldur's Gate art, by the way.
Very cool.
But anyway, not to derail the show too much. Wrangler, do you wish to introduce me?
Ladies and gentlemen, the chaos of the storm is here. It is Stormcrow with that awesome avatar.
Thank you. I have had a terrific week, and I only watched one episode of the show that we are about to talk about, and I do not want to watch any more of it because I am a smart person.
I'm not even sure what show that is that we're about to talk about, but we'll figure it out shortly. Frederick!
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm switching from penciling to coloring this week on the comic, getting ready to do a little promo stuff and start some campaigns. There's nothing to look at yet.
Yes, Bob Ross would call that New England in winter.
I'm starting something. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Maybe a Russian psychic spy. That'll be nice. Let's see how it develops during the course of the show.
All right. And Maji! If she's back from the mic. Oh, she is back. Okay.
And suddenly
sorry, I had to knock on the door just as I came in.
Maji-chan.
How are you guys?
No, hold on now. We haven't talked in a while.
I haven't talked to anyone in a while.
Doing?
She's hiding.
Well, you haven't spoken to me, which is more important. How are you?
Not self-centered at all. Okay, who's driving?
That's probably Crow. I remember the first time I heard that blinker on here, I'm like, is that a horse clopping?
No, I always made fun of it and thought it was the Monty Python coconuts.
Oh,
To me, I'm expecting to hear a refrain of "It's Christmas at Ground Zero" by Weird Al when I hear that, because there's a percussion beat in there.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
And in the chat, we've got Christy and Fu Man Blue hanging out tonight. Christy was in first, shortly followed by Blue. So how you guys doing? Okay, let's see. Where did
shrimp.
scarecrows were called hobbity boobies? Oh, so that's the context for boobies?
Blue-footed.
So what's the show that you're bringing? Oh wait, I know what show it is now. All right. So who wants to start off?
I'll start off real
Actually,
quick.
before we do that, I got a video I want to show Crow. Can I send you the link, Wrangler?
Sure.
Okay.
It
I
will
also-
make Crow very happy.
And you'll see a link from me in that. That's my latest music release that I dropped today on Bandcamp. So
Oh, sweet.
you'll have that if you so
All right.
choose.
I got to get the share screen ready here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is funny because for some reason I saw this and I'm like, I gotta show Crow this.
Okay. Where we got here?
It's a little news clip from Sky News, which is UK.
You just grabbed my link there, Wrangler.
I was looking for it in the wrong chat.
Sorry.
I put it in the private chat. I'm
No,
my cat pastors.
Maji's link is in the other chat. Hang on.
What?
Belongs to a bird that doesn't
My cat.
impersonate the police officers based here, but it has nailed the sound of their sirens.
So I came into work.
That bird lives in a
and
bad neighborhood.
Siren, what I thought was a police siren. And because we've got our workshops here, I thought perhaps it was a faulty police car where the siren had been going all weekend and was starting to die out. And then I heard the distinct
For some reason,
bird
I can
tweet at
see
the end of it and
Scarecrow
realised
just
that it
sitting
wasn't
outside a
siren
police
at all, and it
station
was actually
trolling.
a bird that was mimicking it. So I came out here into the car
Lives in a
park,
bad neighborhood.
had a scan around and could see the bird up in the tree doing a perfect impersonation of our sirens.
Patience is required if you want to try to spot this bird in the
I actually
daytime.
think
It
this is
apparently
Australian,
comes
not
here in
UK.
the
But either way,
It is. It's
in the
Sky
evenings,
News.
But nobody knows where it goes
And that's where that's where the minor bird
in
there
between.
will go.
There's a debate over what type of bird this is. Conservationist Chris Packham
The
posted
police
to say
bird.
it's the incredible mimicry from a blackbird. Other experts agree.
Blackbirds will often incorporate other bird sounds into their song and other little elements like that. But this is pretty unusual. I
We
think.
probably
That's
should
it.
not go on too much further with it.
Human-made sound.
Don't want a
Into a
copyright strike or
blackbird.
something.
True,
This
true.
time of year, of course, the birds are
Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome. Thanks for finding that, Maji.
That's awesome.
You know what? It makes sense for that bird, that black bird, to be accustomed to the police sirens. You know?
I reiterated, the bird lives in a bad neighborhood.
It is only black birds that are responsible for 75% of the crime, even though they are 10%.
68% of all statistics were incorrect.
Or made up. That comes from a University of Illinois study.
Well, I live by my facts, and I make them the fuck up, so that's why I live by.
Yeah, you don't get to make facts. That's out of your control.
I am a minority in America. I make whatever the fuck I want. How about them apples?
That's not how it works.
That works right now.
Technically, you can make
2024.
Well,
facts.
that's true. And go to jail for him.
3
Unless
apples
you're a
with
So, MD,
pears.
should we sample this? Would
Sure,
like
if
us
you
to sample
want,
this?
go ahead, play as much as you want. This is me basically doing lo-fi kind of electronica. So I'm going to start releasing music on a regular basis here.
Well, hopefully StreamYards doesn't destroy the sound.
A little crunchy, but that's okay. We're getting
yeah, it's a bummer that
well, you can find it online on Bandcamp if you want to hear more. If you want to just put the link in the chat there, that would work then. And so people can go check it out. If they like it, they can download it. So.
Yeah, it's a bummer that StreamYards does get all crunchy on us like that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the show real quick.
Which show?
The Fallout one.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give my quick thoughts on it because I don't want to bog the show down. It's shit. There. Ending. Anyone disagrees with that is, I don't know, Russian, I guess.
Well, I'm Russian because
such an absolutist.
I loved it. I enjoyed the show from first episode all the way through, except the last one. The last one was confusing. But,
good job, Frederick. You'll find out when you replay Fallout 2, you'll understand how stupid the fucking retcon ending or the retcon.
Do you think there's? Do you guys think there's a discrepancy in opinion between people who are familiar with the game and people who are just watching the show as a new show?
Even the show.
Yes.
Okay, there's a plot hole. There is a plot hole in the fucking show itself that's stupid. Even if you think about it, you don't have to know anything about the lore. It's stupid even in the show. At the very beginning of the show, you see Cooper, who's the one who becomes the ghoul. Him and his daughter at a party or whatever. He's doing a birthday party thing where he's playing the cowboy character the hired family did. Anyways, at the end of it, you find out that the mother, his wife, wanted to be the ones to drop the nukes first to wipe out the most of the world and then get themselves in the vaults and then also do the experiments. She's doing all this for her daughter to have a better world. Yet at the beginning, the nukes dropped where her daughter was outside.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the vault. When they knew they were going to drop it first, causing this to start.
And it's like, what? Huh? What? Really?
So that's even a plot hole in this, even with the fucking shitty lore they have in this one.
But
I don't know, stupid.
I like I like two of the three characters. I'm not
My favorite
saying
character is Lucy, the vault chick. She's fucking great. The actress played her was great. She's written really well.
The ghoul steals the show, though. I mean, every time the ghoul is on screen, you pay attention.
Yeah,
but towards the end, he kind of lost me with him becoming like a pinko. Pinko at the end, his backstory.
A what?
Becoming a commie towards the end. There's this whole thing.
The ghoul was becoming a commie, you say?
Oh, in the old okay at the so before the bombs drop is what he's talking about. He goes off to that commie meeting and stuff, and where they're talking about the companies are coming together to decide to drop the bombs and stuff, and it's the commies that are going to save the world by fighting the industrialists or whatever.
By the way, this is so contradictory to the fucking lore.
Yeah.
In the lore, it's supposed to be your communist China and Russia and shit, and then America more the capitalism stuff, and they're both fucking rotten. Like, they're both degenerated. Both sides at this point. Like, literally in the opening of the original Fallout 1, I'm not pulled up. You have a U.S. soldier blowing a Canadian dude's head off after they annexed Canada and conquered it.
That's my favorite part
and then
of the
waving
show, by
and
the way.
smiling for the camera.
Now, Frederick, I know that is. Now, Frederick, I know that's your favorite. That is like a dream come true for you. But
absolutely, you have no idea.
That's so far ways off. Okay. So
We don't know
maybe
that,
if you can
Stormcrow.
help
We
out
don't know.
the.
So one of the reasons
Sorry, Billy Bob.
for that
Continue.
is because resources are running out. So they're running out of oil. They're running out of this, that, and the other thing. They're running out of even material to make the nuclear.
They're
power
running.
device.
They're running out of the nuclear material that they need because they built. By the way, the whole world's built its society on nuclear material. Everything uses it. Also, all the rich people in this lore, in the show, all the rich people had access to cold fusion, which would be this infinitely renewable energy, and they all decided to just hold it for some reason.
Welcome, Star Fury.
Hey, it's Star Fury.
He says, "Why are you talking about Fallout? It's so bad you lose perfectly good neurons just thinking about its inconsistencies."
Yeah. But you know, I like those two characters, Lucy and the Ghoul. Great characters. They're the actors are doing everything they can for their part and stuff. It's just it's bad writing. The plot is bad. There's holes all over the place. There's a lot of lead up and lots of things that you know. There's build up, and then it's just flat.
Oh, you know what Otter reminded me? Do you know the water chip being destroyed or being messed up, and that plot point goes nowhere? It's never mentioned again after it's brought up.
Oh, I completely forgotten about that. The thing that I was frustrated with was that you know they build up on all the mysteries on what's going on with the vault, the three vaults, and this, that, and the other thing and stuff, and so they got this big huge build up, and then it's, oh, well, we locked the door on you, so now you're going to have to crawl into the thing, and it's like, you just, what? You just killed the entire suspense on that and stuff? I don't know.
What the reveal is that all the Vault 30, it's Vault 31, 32, and 33. Vault 31, every now and then during a crisis in Vault 32, they would have people come from Vault 31 and they would become elected as overseer. The big reveal is, they're all either cloned or cryogenically frozen
management. Yeah,
members of the original heads of the major corporations.
Their management.
Because their whole plan is to outlive everything and then repopulate the Earth with 200 people.
Well, they're cryogenically frozen, and it's like the management, and I'm like, so what's the plan? Is it to have the early ones that come out of cryogenic to die early? Because
baby. Here's the thing: it would make sense if they were like genetically cloning their bodies, so they can constantly come. But we find out that the father of Lucy is one of the dudes at Vault Tech, the management one. But he came out way earlier, and he's fucking like 70-year-old now. So like,
yeah, and I'm that's where I'm like, well, okay, did he not want to stay in cryogenic, stuff until the time where they all came out to repopulate? Because I mean, that kind of seems like an endpoint.
By the way, his wife is from the surface. She's not even a vault-born person.
Yeah,
that's how she knew about New Vegas or not New Vegas, but Shady Sands.
Oh God, New Vegas.
It's like,
okay, and Shady Sands. Wow. You Billy, you just hit the critical point for me right there, but I'm gonna let you guys.
Well, New Vegas is only at the end.
Yeah, but it's like, okay.
I'm a Fallout 76 Platinum survivor.
You disgust me much.
I've heard of it, the entire series since the 90s. Never cared.
Yeah, okay. Fallout 76, I was warning people against. I was like, nah, it's not gonna be great. Just I've bought some of the other things, like I got the lunchbox from Fallout 3. I tried to get the arm thing for Fallout 4, missed it. I've bought, but Fallout 76, I was like, nope, I have no interest whatsoever.
Well, Fallout 76, you would have got not what you paid for with the liquor, Nuka-Cola liquor bottle, which
Yeah.
was supposed to be glass and was supposed to be shaped like
Well-
the Nuka-Cola bottle. Instead, what you got was a plastic version with a generic bottle inside of it.
I knew it was going to be complete garbage to begin with because I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but I knew everything was going to be garbage because it's the first multiplayer thing. Well, the reason why the previous ones were so good was because of all the mods, and the first thing that you do is you install the unofficial patches that fix all the garbage that's from the original game. And whenever you're doing multiplayer, the first thing that you cannot do is install the mods that fix everything that's crap in the game. And what did people see? Bodies bouncing around and flinging around all over the place, which has been issues.
Dude, it
in
was
the game
worse
since
than
the
that.
beginning.
It was 10 times as worse broken than Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And they were reusing assets from Skyrim with enemies.
Well, that whole engine has been bad. That's the reason why you get the unofficial patches before you do anything else.
Oh man.
Because they fixed all
Anyways,
that stuff.
Frederick,
Yeah.
do you like most of the comedy worked in the show?
Yeah, I think it's dry humor, Fallout, tongue in cheek, deadpan, gallows humor.
Right. Because you've been playing Fallout 1. You can even see early in Fallout 1.
Yeah, I played Fallout 1. I played Fallout 3 extensively, and New Vegas a little bit as well.
Sir, I'm gonna ask you this then. One of the biggest things for me, the reason I'm not gonna watch this show beyond episode 1 was they fucked the Brotherhood completely.
Yeah,
Like-
well, here's
the
the thing,
Brotherhood was
they
never
are-
good nor evil.
No, they made them completely fucking
Maggie, they were
stupid and worthless in this
technophiles.
show.
They were occultist technophiles from the original lore. It was Fallout 3 and 4 that reinvented them. Here's the problem. The show actually doesn't tell you whether this is supposed to be West Coast, which is the original Brotherhood, or the East Coast, which is Bethesda's.
Yeah.
These ones act and have stuff from the or East Coast, I mean.
Yeah, and it seems like it's from the East Coast that's shoved into the West Coast, and I'm not sure whether or not it's pre or post. And then people have been talking about the flying ship is.
Oh no, this takes place. This takes place after Fallout 4, and it is canon, by the way. This isn't like
Really?
a separate fucking thing, because Todd Howard even came out and was talking about he didn't want it to be a spin-off thing. He wanted to actually be a continuity in
This
the
is so
series. So
broken.
yes, all this is canon. And by the way, they're gonna have to fix something. If they want it to work in season 2, they're gonna have to fix something, because they were saying that Shady Sands got nuked in 2177. Fallout New Vegas takes place in 2182 or 81.
No, I've seen people correct that mistake. 2077 is the begin of decline of the city. Then the bomb is after that, much later. So 2077 is an event that starts the decline of the city slowly. It's not the end of the city.
But you do have to realize that New Vegas was put together by somebody that was not. Who is it that's taking it over? Howard's group and such.
No, House. He's the Robco. He's the one who founded New Vegas Strip.
Well, yeah, but Todd
Roadhouse.
So Interplay was the original company that did Fallout 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and
the
it was
fucking,
taken over by-
They were done by.
It was Interplay, done Fallout 1 and 2. Then they went bankrupt. They ended up selling it off to Bethesda.
Yeah.
Obsidian did Fallout New Vegas, which was made up of a lot of original developers from Interplay.
And I think Bethesda has hated that ever since, and so I think that's part of the reason why they did some of the stuff that they did with
Raven. Remember the joke I gave to you that night? I was like, oh yeah, Bethesda got tired of people saying Fallout New Vegas was better, so they decided to go ahead and nuke fucking Shady Sands.
Yep.
You know, that's the fucking wow. Okay, you guys hit the sore spot for me. Fuck you, Bethesda. Like seriously, Listen. You have your opinions. You have whatever the fuck else. Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout game. I don't want to hear no fucking debates.
I'm
I don't wanna
disagreeing
hear
with you. Fallout 2 is better.
All talk.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are better.
Fallout 2 is better.
Okay.
Fuck the both of you then. Fuck the both of you then. Because you tell me what other video game you can think of that has the fucking reborn Roman Legion running around, and you get to gun them down as a cowboy in it.
Well, I don't care. I have Frank Horrigan in fucking Fallout 2. Okay.
Hey,
Man, he
between
tries
And a
to
badass
if he
enclave.
just press a button.
between
He
Bethesda's
tries like a
Fallout,
bitch.
between Bethesda's Fallout and New Vegas, I will say New Vegas is better. But out of all of them, including everything done by Interplay and stuff, I gotta say Fallout 1 and 2 are much better than New Vegas.
Okay,
They
okay.
paved
Let
the
me,
way
let
for
me
New
rephrase.
Vegas.
Let me rephrase then. There is only 3 Fallout games in the world: Fallout 1 and 2, and New Vegas. There. Have you
3
compromised? there?
wasn't horrible. I think too many people shit on that.
3
one.
I enjoyed a lot. 3.
The problem with 3 is the main story was pretty bad.
Fucking shit. Yeah.
You gotta find Liam Neeson,
The,
your dad,
the
in the Wasteland.
Man.
and the final boss, President Eden sucks ass. You don't even do the fucking master thing with him. The master runs circles around President Eden. Oh
Does
man,
anyone
I'm sorry. You're seeing me pissed off by what they did.
What
with the
we have
show.
now
I
with
fucking
Bethesda,
wanna-
EA, etc. You want the Hadron Collider to reset the timeline to the good one? Yes. Bethesda's so
Yeah.
shit now.
Yes, please.
That's what happens when you let wokesters come in to control your games and tell you what you can and cannot play
Hey,
and how you can do
Bethesda's
it.
problems were even before the really woke shit. They
Um,
were already heading down.
I have not really recognized a gaming company since probably Civilization 4.
I forgot
So-
who made that.
That was made by Firaxis. What
Yeah.
used to be Sid Meier's group before they went total retard on how to make games and started making everything like kids' plastic toys instead of serious simulations.
I didn't like Civ 5.
Every Civ after 4 stinks. And that's purely because they basically turned it into toys. I used to love Railroad Tycoon because it was a solid simulator as best as technology could allow at that time. But the instant Sid Meier's made railroads back in the early '80s, they turned it into a tabletop, railroad kit. I'm like, I love this, but I'm not playing this for that. I want the gritty realism. Somebody wants to make a mint, make us a honest to God, true economic and business simulator of Railroad Tycoon again. Something with real quality maps and actually an understanding of economies that aren't automatically broke with woke.
Setting my mind on an episode of Gray Still Plays I watched once where he took one of these city simulators. I think it was called City State. And he just decided to turn off all regulations, everything, no laws or nothing. He just went pretty much full anarchy, thinking the whole thing was going to fall apart. And it ended up, the computer ran the simulation, and it was like became the wealthiest place ever. Even the bad areas were upper middle class.
Yeah,
I think that was City Skylines 2. I saw something similar done with that. That was incredible. You had to start doing disasters to make the place a mess.
Yeah. I love the ones where he's like, some of my favorites are like when he does Universe Sandbox 2 and he goes in there and hacks it and then gets it to do shit it's not supposed to be able to do. And then how fast is this world spinning now? And the computer readout, not a number. It just breaks the game.
readout says all I think about when it comes to Fallout 76 is poor West Virginia, a state that can't catch a break even in pop culture.
You know, we need to make some characters kind of akin to Dukes of Hazzard to make them popular, make them from West Virginia, so West Virginia can get a shot like Georgia did.
I'm working on a short story right now based in West Virginia, since I'm taking from my own experience living here. Yes, I am in West Virginia.
Nice.
Yeah, they fear the banjo. Anyway,
Got to burn him out,
banjos
boy.
yeah, banjos intensify. As far as we're concerned, we're loving it. That way, the more scared they are of that, the less chance they have of crossing the I-65 bridge, which is the major southern connection through the state. So we don't have to fight them off. But right now I'm working on a short story. I'm finishing it up probably in the next day or so for an upcoming anthology called Long Division. Deals with when manners in society break down, and I'm setting it in West Virginia. And it's got some real interesting twists and conflicts to it.
It almost sounds like a branching timeline because we see a lot of manners in society breaking down today.
That's the point of it. It's set near future after the Second Civil War is most of the way through.
One of the things I did enjoy about Fallout 3 was it took place in Washington, D.C., or portion of it took part in D.C.
Yeah.
And I'm somewhat familiar with the D.C. because I growing up, I think in high school, we ended up on a summer vacation going to D.C. and walked around, saw a bunch of the memorials and stuff. And then about a year or two after Fallout 3, I got to go visit cousins in D.C. And one day when they weren't doing anything other than they were working, so I had the whole day to do whatever I wanted to do. I ended up jumping on the subway and running around to all the different station stops that were also in the game and going, oh, cool. And I think I took a bunch of pictures of the different spots and stuff.
Oh,
and then I went and
nice.
saw the different memorials as well again, or at least some of them. I did not go up in the Washington Memorial. I don't remember if that was closed due to maintenance or something, but I do know like the pools out in front of, I think it's the Lincoln Memorial, were empty. That like they had no water in them because they were also doing maintenance on that.
Raven,
Yeah,
were you
you guys, is
disappointed?
Stormcrow trying to talk?
I don't know. Raven, were you disappointed to not find super mutants hanging out in the Capitol?
No, I was not.
Like
but
bullshit.
What about Democrats?
yeah, they were there in a plenty.
That's half
but-
the super mutants.
Well, hold up.
All the
They're not super mutants. They're just mutants, okay?
They're super mutants.
They're uniparty mutants.
Yeah, those are demons.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Star Fury says, watch the Californians to migrate from the hellmouth they created, and there's been a lot of that. People leave an area where things kind of go to hell, but when they go to a new area, they vote the way they used to before and make it the same again.
Yeah, that's because they're political locusts. You need to remove their right to vote for 10 years when they move to a state.
Yeah, when you vote for policies that kind of undo your area, then if you want to keep that level of lifestyle, you got to go to a place that hasn't been screwed up yet.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be allowed to vote for changes yet.
I really hadn't heard of that before Nerdrotic had mentioned it, and he was like, he was moving to Texas right whenever like he first mentioned he was moving, or right after he moved and stuff. He's like,
Right in the middle of
"I'm okay."
COVID.
Yeah, he's like, I'm okay saying that I don't get to vote for 10 years because I'm moving from a place that's totally screwed up, and I have no clue what makes this good place good.
Mm-hmm. He actually said that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's what needs to be done in every state.
Problem is, the only people that are saying, you know what, I don't really know what's going on yet, so I'm not going to vote, they're the ones who probably vote the best.
Yep.
Should be. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they should have at least a year to 2 year cooldown after you move.
Yeah. I think 10 is a little excessive, but 1 to 2 years, I think that's reasonable.
Well, coming from
No.
California, I would say, okay, 10 years, okay.
4
Depending
years.
upon what part of California.
Coming from California,
25.
Yeah.
Well, Northern California should be its own state. It's a totally different culture than Southern California.
Everybody says that until they show up in their neighborhood.
Star Fury suggests 5 years minimum.
I'm down with that.
Oh, that
Let them burn out the habit. Have you ever watched the Babylon Bee skit of Californians moving to Texas?
yes. That's great. What was it? I can't remember who the artist was. I think it was an artist. Somebody out in California who lives in some big, huge mansion neighborhood. One of the houses nearby has now, inside the gated community, has now been raided by squatters who are selling tickets to the place to have like late night rave parties like every single freaking night. They've called the police in to try to get them kicked out, all this other stuff. They can't do it, and because they're squatters. And it's they have, you know, like the paperwork or whatever saying that they have a rental agreement or whatever, or a lease agreement.
It said it's fake. Yeah.
And the hilarious thing is that the owner of because they had to go through and figure out who the owner was to even get the stuff started to try to get the process to get them kicked out. Well, the person that owned it actually defrauded the government, and I don't remember, it was one of the medical things, might have been Medicare, but they
Probably the COVID relief.
Possibly, but they defrauded the government, and then they fled the country to get away from the government coming after them. So the property was consumed by the government in order to allow the government to turn around and sell it off to hopefully recoup some of the money that was defrauded. So this property is now under the ownership of the U.S. government, the federal government, and the federal government cannot kick out the squatters because of the squatters' rights.
So what you do is, since it's the government that has to clean it up, we can get rid of squatters real easy. We go trap a couple of skunks.
Well, I know that they're starting to show up services for people that will deal with the squatters by basically going in, waiting for the squatters to leave the house because they do sometime, and then they move in and take over and take all the stuff on them and just basically flip the script until they and what are they going to do? Go to the police? Oh, some squatters took my house. Okay. Have fun getting it back. And they flip the script, wait for the people to move on to their next victim, and then they go ahead and turn the whole property back on over to the owner.
I'm surprised a group of early 20-somethings haven't already done that just to be jerks.
That's what's happening. No, that's literally what's happening right now.
Oh, sweet.
It's not 20-somethings.
It's 40-somethings. Pissed off Xers.
You know what? I would really expect that more out of the 20-somethings who still have that piss and vinegar in them.
No, the people are starting to discover that Xers have more piss and vinegar than most of these little late-stage millennials will ever have in their entire life to squeeze out of a sponge.
The early millennials tend to be pretty cool, though.
Well,
I say that because I hang out with them more. So.
Yeah, I just wrote an article about the whole thing. There's currently this fad apparently going around on the social medias on, hey, who let Gen X off the hook? Really? You want to bring that with us? You want to play this? You can okay boomer me once, and then there's going to be a boom, all right. You're going to really regret Gen X has become the FAFO generation. And it ain't just drinking from garden hoses that made us tough. I wrote an article on my Substack for that. And
I still keep meaning to. I want to read that because I like to make Gen X comments a lot myself. I got to see this.
Well, here I'm going to get you.
I have the link. I just haven't read it yet. I have the tab on my other.
Yeah, go ahead, put it up. Let other people enjoy the fun because I get salty as hell. As a Gen Xer born in the early 70s, piss on you. You need to understand that we were made this way. We did not just come out of nowhere on it. And it ain't drinking from a fire hose. It ain't being kicked out to play in the yard all day long that made us tough. It's a lot
The 3
deeper.
pillars of X, right?
Yeah, but the 3 pillars of X.
Okay.
There are 3 things that made us into what we are, and why you really don't want us getting into a fight generationally. We speak sarcasm as straight shit.
I
just
had
thought
to
it was
stop
hilarious.
using sarcasm for a while because I was so sarcastic all the time I couldn't tell the difference anymore.
That's an OD.
I just found it hilarious that the people that had probably been voting for the laws that gave the squatters all those rights then ended up getting the thing squatted on, and they couldn't get rid. It's been like 6+ months, maybe a year in the making of this. And this is a rich gated community,
Yeah.
$1 million houses and stuff. And I'm just thinking, this is awesome. They're complaining to police, and the
Guys.
police can't do anything.
Boucher, I have a response to that real quick, and I have a response
Sure.
to you there, Rickman. There's a solution, a very happy solution we could do with the squatters. You see, we put them in a room, we lock the door, and we let us.
This sounds like it's going in that Minecraft direction.
We give them a special chemical that makes sure they never leave again. We can do that.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like Minecraft stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we want to be talking about that kind of a solution. They've been tried before, and it's caused minor problems.
Yeah, they just got pissed off and made a state, and everybody hates them for that. Fucking
Fu Man Blue sums up Gen X life exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Although
interesting, but
it sounds like you're an earlier Gen Xer than I am. I grew up more in the 80s than the 70s.
Boucher,
We-
I'm gonna bite back on the fact that millennials are shit. I agree with you there.
I didn't say
Bill-
millennials are shit, but they don't want to piss off X.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this then. We wouldn't have millennials, right? We wouldn't have this problem if you guys just stopped breeding. If you stop breeding, there would be no millennials. So
Of
it's your
course, we
fault
moved
they
on.
exist.
That would cause a whole new type of problem, though.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you know, you millennials are now responsible for the Zoomers, so have fun with
fuck
that.
No. I'm not responsible for shit. I'm not fucking making
neither.
one goddamn baby. Hell, the
I'm only
fuck
warping
no.
their cultural minds, man. I'm only warping their cultural minds. Yeah, you and me, Fu Man Blue. You and me both. We were we were the bleeding tip of the spear. We got pissed off
Here's the
boomers so
problem
much.
with millennials. I can say this because I am one.
Okay.
In the millennial generation, there's about 15 years between each generation. The first 5 years are normal. The 10-year strip are not. That 10-year strip is the cause of everything. The participation trophy generation parts.
Yeah, brought on by their grandparents, the boomers.
That's why I said the earlier millennials are not that different from Gen X.
Well, I
Culturally,
have gotten into so
mindset.
many fights lately with people over this is what a generation is. It's like, yeah, well, that definition came out of nowhere in 2018. Too many people now. I have watched so many times that the boomers have constantly tried to shrink to eliminate Xers because they can't stand their own children. And they want to remain the eternal teenagers, and teenagers don't have kids, so we're going to ignore these larval things running around.
But here's the thing: the millennials is if you look at the actual generation gap that's considered millennials. Millennials starts at about 86 and goes to basically up to 2000. So they have this big gap.
Well, yeah, it's not a gap; it's filled in by a generation. We didn't stop having babies. The closest we came to that was Gen X.
I'm not going to talk bad about millennials. Haley's a millennial.
Oh, there you go.
She was born in '88.
Yep, there you go.
Congratulations. Boucher, that's the damn problem. You guys kept having babies. When you
So
have
did the
more
boomers and
babies,
so did the
that
millennials.
causes more problems.
Hate to break it to
Okay,
you, you're one
reality has its own agenda.
No.
Sorry. Nobody's living in
I,
Stormcrow land.
I learned the secret to life by watching the movie Cuffs. When he was sitting in the back of a cruiser being hauled off to jail, as they drove by, he saw spray painted on a wall. Life is what happens while you're making other plans.
That's John Lennon.
Yeah,
John
But
Lennon
that's
is
where I saw it from, though. is that movie.
I know, and I pity you for even knowing that movie exists. It is probably one of the most horrible things Christian Slater put his name to, and Christian Slater doesn't have what you'd call a
Haven't you seen Broken Arrow?
He's done a lot worse.
Yes, I have. I would consider that better. Moderately.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you on that being better. I just figured you were going to call that bad too, but
nah, it's your typical 1980s action. Who's the guy that did The Rock? Not Jan de Bont. Michael Bay. That was Michael Bay's first foray as the big action director, and Broken Arrow was of the same ilk, the Simpson and Bruckheimer machine that crapped out so many very stylistic 1990s action films, some which were brilliant.
I miss John Woo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything from John Woo in some time. I mean, he's still doing stuff. I don't know, but I just haven't seen anything from him.
It's like why you won't see Jet Li. He looks like the pudgy, balding, early grandpa now. I mean, he could probably still kick your ass across the room, but he also is.
John Woo did Face Off and a weird action comedy called The Big Hit, which was odd, but I couldn't help but watch that one over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't bash Zoomers necessarily. They are kind of our hope for the future because they are taking a look at the digital, asinine digital nature of the millennials and going, I'm not doing that, Dad. I'm not going down that hole. They're the ones reverting back to flip phones. They're the ones going, I think tech school is a smarter idea. I can make hundreds of thousands of dollars as a plumber. I have a lot of I didn't know that Star Fury. I didn't know he had a medical condition, but I'm not surprised. And honestly, I don't have strong feelings one way or the other, but I'm glad at what he did in cinema in his time for that. It's not like Donnie Yen who decided to really,
So we're going to be missing him in that next, what is it? The Disposables or the Expendables?
I like the first way, the Dependables nowadays.
Well, in the third one, they had like the Next Generation singing, "Hey, old man." That was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, well, never. Yeah, always worry about an old man in a young man's game.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Look,
never pick a fight with an elderly gentleman because if he's too old to fight, he'll just kill you.
Because I'm sad to say that I'm playing Chrono Trigger, and that's way too much fun not to keep playing. And I'm gonna leave.
Fun is in short supply nowadays.
Stormcrow is going to leave with a words of wisdom. There is a very simple solution to all the problems with the generations. And there's something that the greatest generation should have considered very strongly, considering the vermin that they spawn. Stop having babies. Just stop having babies.
Okay.
Yeah, have more. We need more. Lots more.
I reject your nihilism. You're about to get the consequences of that.
Which is?
Actually, we're looking at that now in our own population, unfortunately.
Most of the world is in trouble right now.
Nihilism is going to cause the greatest dip back into poverty. There is no shining future coming for mankind. With what we've done in the last two generations has effectively decimated.
Whoa, this took a dark turn.
Oh, yeah. Yes. We are looking at possibly, if my estimations are right, we're looking at possibly 250 years of a collapse, of a civilization collapse on par with the fall of Rome and the Bronze Age collapse.
This did escalate quick. We went from talking about sci-fi to Jet Li has a medical condition to societal collapse.
Yeah, we were talking about
end
like
of humanity.
bright, beautiful things like the wasteland of Fallout. Now we're talking about the
Now
future,
we're talking
which is
about
like
it
the
for
wasteland
real.
of Fallout.
Yeah, and now we're talking not the fictional version, we're talking the real version. Because let's face it, with the sterilization of the jab, the bioweapon of the Koof, which has caused mass sterilizations across the entire world, the deliberate attempts to wrap up, lock up, and shut down the agricultural industry. And now, by the way, did you know you can get bird flu by drinking milk? Oh, yeah, they're trying to push that crap, too.
Oh, no. What's going to happen to Kurt Angle?
Who cares? Doesn't matter, because once the population collapse starts, you start losing essential services. And the first thing, and I can tell you, as I have some inside information, be happy every day your lights are on. All it takes is a couple pissed off people with high-powered rifles, and you can black out giant sections of the U.S.
Yep.
You just got to know where to shoot.
And please, whoever it is out there with those
This is
rifles,
not an
you do not
advocacy.
need a demonstration.
Yes, do not demonstrate, do not try, because let's face it, the person that's probably going to die first is going to be you, the one who did it, because you're not going to outrun your own stupidity. And let's face it, when the power goes out for an extended period of time, all hell breaks loose.
Do not try that with San Francisco specifically. Please do not do that. Absolutely. I do not condone San Francisco going black forever and never coming back. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not endorse. So,
Well, Justin Trudeau went black. You see how that went.
No, there's a difference between going dark and going blackface, I guess.
Yeah,
This is brought to you by Emergency Foods. No,
Hey, let's face it. It's really sad when you suddenly look at preppers and go, they got the right idea. Because let's face it,
we all knew the day was coming where the preppers would look at us and laugh.
Yeah. I started doing that. Not that I'm a prepper, but I started doing that when I watched the toilet paper sections in the supermarkets clear out during the first stages of lockdown.
Fu Man Blue, is that magnetic pole shift or geographical pole shift?
You can't shift the geographic pole, but you can.
Well, that would mean like the Earth physically tumbles, not shift the continents around, but
you're talking that the whole planet turning on its head.
Yeah, planets
Like a broken gyroscope?
supposedly do that from time to time, and they say they see evidence of it in the geological record, but let's be honest, how can we truly know? It's still speculation at best.
Yep.
I don't want to leave on a black pill like that. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave off with a white pill. We have a show, a real Fallout show on Captain Garrett's channel called Fallout Dead Man's Cash. Wrangler, if you please look it up right now.
Yeah, I could. That's on Captain Garrett's channel. I will share that momentarily.
Swords and Starships. Mr. Fu Man Blue and I are players. We are having a lot of fun. And if you want real Fallout with real fans, made with real love, warts and all, you can go on Swords and Starships and watch that instead. And not waste your time on watching shit like Amazon and thinking it's a good show. Isn't that right?
Good pitch. Yay!
Yeah.
And I do believe that's not an absolute. There are people who are truly enjoying it. So
good for them. The same.
It's
like
kind of mixed.
the Rings of
There's
Power.
people who really hate it. There's people who just enjoy it. Seems to be a split, but it's got enough traction to get a season 2 apparently.
Well, that's the same logic that led to the Rings of Power, sir. Are you sure you want to be associated with that?
Yeah, but unlike Rings of Power, it doesn't completely shit the bed, and it is actually a watchable show. Just the ending with the war.
I will just say this. I participated on a panel at Fantasy this last weekend regarding fandom, and let's not forget, everyone gets to be a fan in their own way. No canon police. Canon police are the evil that wreck fandoms.
Warhammer 40K. We now apparently have female space marines. We always had those. Yeah.
Then reject the gaslighting and walk away. That's all there is to it. If any IP goes toxic, gets cancerous, leave it. If it offends you, leave it. I've left Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, Indiana Jones, and I think about 3 others out there that as far as I'm concerned, the classics that I came up and loved are all that exist. That's it. I do not accept anything else. Yep. It's bad fanfic, but I'm not going to tell anybody else they can't love The Last Jedi. I think they're deranged, and I wouldn't accept their preferences on anything, but that doesn't mean that they have to stop loving what they love. So we should always be careful. And yes, I did kind of preach this point on the panel to a bunch of people at a con. Don't try to be the one telling others how they can be fans. You can have your own opinion, but opinions are also like assholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink.
Yeah, but I prefer to shove a.
Did you confirm that stink theory?
I ain't sniffing anybody's butt. I'm checking computer models for that. So some people apparently have 2 butts, while some have none because they're too clueless.
Well,
and they still stink.
I'll leave on this. Forget Fallout Amazon because it's fucking garbage. Watch instead Captain Garrett. Right there. It's 4 hours of fun. We're gonna have another episode coming up this Saturday. So I would appreciate it if all of you just stuck around and watched it. You know, I played.
And the link is in the chat.
Huh?
It said the link is in the chat.
Thank you. All right, spread the love. Spread the real love of Fallout.
Like Vegemite.
Ew.
Spread the love like Vegemite.
No.
I love Vegemite. Oh yeah.
Ew, no.
Spread it like peanut butter.
I have a bad reaction to that. Oh, that does work then.
All of you have a good night and
Bye,
follow.
con Dios.
Have a great night, Crow.
See ya, Crow.
Take care, Crow.
Bye.
Yeah, and read out to you. It's more like Dr. What the.
Doctor, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Strange.
So you wouldn't give a
No,
TLJ advocate a plastic knife.
TLJ.
That's what I'm trying to
The
figure
Last
out.
Jedi. The Last
Oh,
Jedi.
Yeah, they might.
Actually, I would prefer to give them blasting caps and any sharp objects and a lighter.
Give them the old-fashioned cap guns.
Enjoy your here are your blasting caps, your sharp knives, and your passed across the street. Do so at your own pleasure.
Yeah. I mean,
Here,
that's how
here's
we
your
grew
tickets
up.
to the crocodile petting zoo.
Yeah, well,
That's how
there
we
you
grew up.
Yeah, that's true. That is Gen X right there. There are no warning labels. Figure it out.
You know what?
You're effing around. Figure it out.
Gen X. And we learned real quick how dangerous wearing a helmet could be. Why didn't you see Gen Xers wearing a helmet? Because if you wore a helmet while riding a bicycle, you were called a pussy and you got the shit kicked out of you.
That's correct.
Take the job. Take the job.
Well,
and now they go back and take the shows we used to watch and put warning labels on it because kids were riding bikes without a helmet.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know that
Star
anybody
Fury,
got
Star
ever
Fury.
punched because they had a helmet. Nobody ever wore a helmet because, first of all, your mom wouldn't buy you one because you're like,
Yeah.
Expensive.
you'll learn how to. No one. I never hurt my head. Never had a helmet. Never fell down.
You almost never heard of anybody.
You know what? A helmet probably saved my life from brain damage. Okay.
We'll have to take your word for it. I don't see any
Well,
evidence
okay.
of prevention of brain damage.
Well, okay. So, I'm brain dead. But anyway.
See,
No, when
just like the
I-
rest of us. One of us. One of us.
When I crashed wearing a helmet, landed on my head, and had a concussion for a week. Imagine how bad it would have been if I landed on my head without the helmet.
Well, okay.
You would have broken the sidewalk.
Probably.
I had a bike
Frequency.
accident. I had a bike accident once where I rode my 10-speed right into the back of a parked car because I had looked to see something else, and I hit that with my face so hard I dented the car
Yeah.
and bent the frame of my bike. I walked home about a mile and a half.
So many bloody knees.
Oh God, road rash! Ah!
Yeah.
Owie!
Well, okay, so with mine, what it was I was coming home from work, and you guys know how walking areas over freeway passes tend to go really arced and then down. Well, on top of that, it was also down a hill, so it was just a straight angle, and I came off that full speed, riding home from work, and at the bottom was an industrial mailbox. My handlebars clipped that. I flipped over the mailbox and landed on my head, going who
Ooh.
knows how fast.
Ooh.
It hurt.
I'm still
was gonna
over
work
here
for a
shuddering
month.
from remembering road rash. So,
Readout.
I was out of work for a month from dislocated ribs and shoulders.
Wow.
Readout. I heard AEW is your favorite wrestling company. You know, that's what I heard.
Go themselves.
I thought you loved them. I thought you were like the bestest ever.
5 years ago, I was all in, pun intended, on the AEW train. And then I realized, man, it's not necessarily a good idea to have a bunch of wrestlers running a company. It's kind of like the inmates running the asylum. You need somebody who is a visionary in telling stories in the ring, paired with somebody who knows how to control funding, how to be very thrifty with money, and then have a very dedicated staff and have a healthy relationship between all of those different parts of the entity in order to make something work. AEW right now does not have that. They have all the money in the world to burn, but they have nobody knowing to tell the people in charge when to stop. Because the person in charge is in my opinion right now, he's just a spoiled brat.
What's AEW?
Well, he is a spoiled brat.
AEW.
All Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
All that money's from his daddy. It's not from him.
I grew out of wrestling in the 8th grade, so the early 80s.
Yeah.
Well, boy, is there a lot to catch you up on from the 1980s to the 2020s.
Dear God, no.
We don't have time to that, though.
Yes. All I can say, the closest I will come to that is Ross Bennett's skit on the Wrestling Gospel Power Hour. That is one of the best skits I've seen in a long time. If you ever want to see that's more of a boomer level story, but oh my God, that thing is just hilarious. Watching TV with grandma on Sunday morning, flipping channels between the Gospel Power Hour and wrestling.
It's just, but I will say briefly about All Elite Wrestling, because that is what the Mogwai dragged me in to talk about tonight, which is why I'm going Redoutenheimer on all of your butts. So imagine the gentleman who owns All Elite Wrestling is the son of one of the wealthiest men in the world. The Khan family owned the Jacksonville Jaguars and a whole bunch of other investments. Like, in some ways, they put Vince McMahon to shame in terms of money. Like, we always call Vince McMahon a millionaire. The Khan families are billionaires. So Mr. Khan's son was sent off with a crap ton of money to go make a rival to WWE. And when this happened, it was when WWE was absolutely in the pits. I mean, when senile Vince was running everything and shows are being rewritten at the 11th hour. So there was no cohesion with the plot over there. Anyways, so Khan used all of his money in the world to buy up every major wrestler not signed to WWE, and then he started buying up all the WWE talent and brought him to what were seen as greener pastures. And to be fair, there is a lot of good matches All Elite Wrestling has hosted over the years. I'm not going to discredit that. But we're past the honeymoon period now, and it's known that Khan's son really does not have a spine. So he keeps buying all these wrestlers up, and the bigger the money for the contract, the bigger the ego you get with them. And Khan does not know how to keep those egos in check. So now All Elite Wrestling is a bunch of people throwing temper tantrums backstage, and it's regularly being publicized because thanks to the wonders of social media, stuff that was usually kept under a lid back in the 80s and 90s is now wide open for everybody in the world to know.
Well, that should be your carnival.
All right, where's the second bomb, Heimer?
I don't think that one went off.
Delayed ticker.
I don't know. I guess apparently my ranting is supposed to reverse all of your black pilling. I just want to mention, I was over here. I'm a little
minding your own business.
Minding my own business. Under the weather slightly today after work. And I have a lot on my plate the rest of this week. So I'm like, tonight I'm going to lay low. I'm going to edit. I'm going to listen to everybody, have a good time. Hearing you guys talking about Fallout. And I do stand at hey, to its credit, the Fallout show, it holds the title rightly of being a divisive show, because that's a buzzword the mainstream media loves to use. At least on this one, I'm like, to its credit, everybody's conflicted over it. But Denyans went down the black pill hole. So now I'm here to try to salvage Jinzal from it. How
Well, you know what? I had to listen to 7 chapters. I had to listen to 7 chapters of Fourth Wing.
Oh, you poor person.
There is no has to. This was self-inflicted. I have no sympathy.
No, actually, I did actually agree to it, so it is a has to.
All right, I'll give you some sympathy then.
You didn't have to agree to it.
Yeah, I did, because I've dragged you into shit before, so I was like,
This means the
Mogwai
Mogwai does have a soul. Oh, a very, very corrupted one.
Yeah, he's showing a sense of honor here.
But let's be short either.
But let's be fair, Billy. At least My Immortal and the Hunger Games trilogy, all that stuff. That pales in comparison into what we have been gift wrapped.
What? Pales in comparison to what we've been gift wrapped it.
Yes.
The Fourth Wing?
Yes.
The Fourth Wing's worse.
I know
it's
that.
So much worse than My Immortal.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. This pales in comparison. What we've been through pales in comparison to what we're about to endure.
What y'all are going to endure, I ain't enduring nothing.
How much have you read of it, Read Out?
I have read 3 chapters.
Oh my God, then you've read the 2nd chapter, which I think is so far the worst.
I did.
It's like it's the worst, like modern speak romance. Oh God.
I'd be more than happy to pull some of it up now. If you just give me one moment, I will give you all a wonderful read.
He uses that word.
Oh, no.
Yins is a word. I'll make it one.
It's a bit of a sound effect caused by a micro stroke.
That kind of explains me in a nutshell.
Okay, then. Now we know that. Now that we know the use of that word is a mental disability, that explains Pittsburgh.
I never denied it.
So then you're in the right place.
It is what? I'll take y'all. I'll take you guys. I'll take guys. I'll take even yous guys. But even I know yous guys sound silly outside of the UP.
All yous guys.
Oh yeah.
The first time some lady said "use guys" to me and some others, I was like, oh, "People really do say that?" I thought it was just a movie thing.
It's not just in Fargo. But even I know it sounds silly, and I'm from Wisconsin. But
I think I read Raven, one of the worst lines.
The YINZ word is.
Oh my God!
It's a Pennsylvanian y'all.
This is part of one of the paragraphs that's in the first chapter.
Oh no! Yes. You will not be allowed to inflict it upon me. I'll be back.
Run.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, it was even the diagonal scar that bisects his left eyebrow and marks the top corner of his cheek only makes him hotter, flaming hot, scorching.
Oh no,
hot.
not this one.
Gets you into trouble, and you like it level of hot. Suddenly, I can't remember exactly why Mira told me not to fuck around outside of my year group. That is the fucking paragraph. The audio book is like fucking almost 20 hours long. Oh my God. Thank God I'm like, I get my Ghosts of the Badlands this Friday, so at least when I'm done.
You got a good palate cleanser.
And then I get to read my Berserk Deluxe Volume 5.
But I got a kick out of the lady who did the actual audiobook, her voice, because when she was trying to give that air of superiority and use an authoritative tone, she sounded like Janeway when she was performing one of her roles on the holodeck.
That first one I pulled up, it's like 10 hours long or whatever it was. That one I fucking had to leave. For one, it had like the really bad robot voice, and it was.
I don't know how you were
stuff.
even putting up with that.
I put it up for about 40 something minutes, and then I found the other one, which is
You
a
got
robot
staying
voice
power,
as well.
dude.
Yeah. Then I went to the other one. The other one I think is like another robot voice, but it's not bad and it doesn't glitch. So, and the reason that other one probably got taken down frequency was because it was the actual audiobook.
Yeah.
Wasn't a
Oops.
AI generator one or whatever. Oh. Now what were you gonna pull up, read out?
I'm trying to find it. It's so far just the most batshit quote that just sums up this universe.
Oh, I can find some more. I took some pictures of it while I was fucking listening to it. Of some of the dialogue that was on. That was from the
By the
10
way,
hour.
when again is that panel video on this book going to be?
This Friday,
Friday.
8 p.m. Central Time. That's 9 p.m.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna have to read 2 fucking parts of this each.
I'll remember to forget.
Oh yeah, Christian,
However-
the line Christian said, which is the one person being like, "I bet you were the first volunteer this year," and she was like, "I was more like voluntold."
I actually got a kick out of that line.
You fucking.
Yeah, I know it didn't land for you guys, but I thought it was funny.
I
Maybe because I worked and lived for years in a naval town and I heard things like that. So
Yeah, but this is like a fantasy. Come on. Like, they're 20 years old.
it's got
all-
problems. I'm not going to deny that. It's got problems.
They're all 20-year-olds, but they all fucking act like 16-year-olds.
Yeah, that is kind of
Nowadays,
tough to
how
put
can you
up
tell
with.
the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to hurry. up
Nowadays,
and
it's
wait.
not wrong.
However, I zeroed in on the nerd stuff and I'm having some fun with it because sometime in the next few weeks, I'll be doing a video of
he's back.
characters that can take down the big bad guy of this book, or guys, whatever.
Listen, I have
Hey,
some
you'll
from
be-
Berserk, and they do count in your specifications. Because if you have fucking Shadow the Conqueror's character, then this
I don't
dude's
have them in there.
Well, fuck. Well, no, he still technically is not godly overpowered.
No, that's not why I don't have them in there. It's just, there's a ton of characters that could still go in there. It's just I can only do so many. If it turns to a big hit, then we'll do another with more characters that can do it.
There you go.
One of them I got to be careful because readout and frequency, Frederick will get spoiled on it.
Spoiling.
Guilty, what's going on, man?
Hey, Guilty Gearhead.
Sneaking in the back door.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Now that we all drawn a blank and we got this awesome dead air going on, what should we do with it?
I mean, we've had this pulled up for a while. This 3 Pillars of X.
Yeah.
Probably should read it.
You want to
Section.
give us the tour there, MD?
Basically, I discussed the 3 pillars, the 3 major things that happened to Gen X that turned us into the feral, primitive screwheads we are. That's a fun little video. That's the nice version of what Gen X was.
Shall we?
Sure.
Have you ever wondered what a Saturday was like for a Gen X kid growing up? Well, it looks something like this. You wake up really early so you can get your chores done. Sit down and watch a few cartoons. Afterwards, you'll throw your play clothes on, grab a Pop-Tart or a handful of sugary cereal. You'll head outside to play with your friends. See, nothing good is happening inside the house. Everything you want to do is out there. You have a plan to meet your friends at the park or in the woods, or maybe at somebody's treehouse. So we didn't have any cell phones or text messages, so that's how we did it. And when you meet up with your friends, they're all riding their bikes and they look like a miniature version of a motorcycle gang.
Although some of us did have
dangerous things in
walkie-talkies.
dangerous places. We roam the streets for
Fancy
hours,
kids.
travel blocks,
Read
if
out,
not
you need
miles
the-
away from home.
The specific
Across
one.
several major streets or maybe a major highway and play dodgeball with the cars like a real life game of phone. Stop by the 7-Eleven, grab some candy, Slurpees, and Topps baseball cards because we need the bubble gum for some MacGyvery shit that we're going to do later.
Yeah.
Climb some trees or maybe wade in a creek, skip some rocks or play on the railroad tracks, and then swing by a random house so we can get a drink from the garden hose because we don't have any water bottles. We do have to make sure we're home before the street lights come on, but not before we stop to catch some lightning bugs and play a little ghost in the graveyard. We get home in time to wash our hands, sit down with our TV dinner on our TV tray in front of the TV until it's time to put ourselves to bed. Our bed is a fort that we made out of our pillows and blankets, and we drift off to sleep with a flashlight, reading a book about adventures we could only dream about.
Probably a choose-your-own-adventure novel.
Yeah, probably.
The
But
things you didn't mention
that's the polite, idyllic view of an Dexter's childhood.
Just forgot to
Yeah,
mention that the
that's
baseball cards we
just
used
the
to
nostalgia part.
Yep. Yep, exactly, Fu Man Blue. That was
Well, she mentioned the 7-Eleven. Yeah, there was a 7-Eleven I used to stop at, grab a snack, and play the arcade games there. I stopped there the other day, went and looked. The arcade games aren't there anymore. I was bummed.
7-Eleven for me was in the dangerous area. We went to Quick Trip.
Yeah, and I've learned there are
Remember when,
three different versions of Quick Trip out there. There's one with a KWIK, and that's in the Midwest, and then there's a QUIK down south. So
QUICK Trip, because it came out of Oklahoma. It's now mostly in Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, Kansas,
right,
Nebraska. Yeah, that's what I grew up.
Yeah, there's three different versions. They're all different companies. Up in Wisconsin, it was Quick Trip with a KWIK, and it's a micro grocery store, and that it's like, yeah, not like a Sheetz or a Wawa.
Yeah,
There's one thing I
grew up
remember
before
that we
Markup.
went to those 7-Eleven stores, we'd get those Topps cards, and we'd pin those cards to the spokes of our bikes to make it sound like
Yep.
a motorcycle.
Yep.
So now our gang really sounded like a motorcycle as well, like going down the street.
Go out and
Go up,
believe Monster Squad.
Yep, go up a little there. Got to show them that. There you go. GoFundMe in 1989. Suck it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you are so fortunate to have a basket to pick leaves and grass.
Welcome to the rake. And here's your black trash bag. Go at it. But yep, there are three pillars I discovered. Three pillars that I put out there for it. The first is rejection. Xers were flat out rejected by their boomer parents. They were the first generation to face against birth control and legal abortion, and then they became latchkey kids. So we were forced to fend for ourselves. That rejection led to rebellion, which we basically took what the boomers did to the silent generation, and we turned it on them, but personally. And that tore up. That's part of what the boomers couldn't tolerate, is their own weapons being used against them. And for those that couldn't rebel, the third pillar is apathy. Because when you couldn't rebel and you felt rejected already, you just fell into apathy. You didn't do anything. You were passive resistance through and through. That was one of the biggest things that I see that made Gen X into the feral creatures you don't want to mess with. We've already been rejected. We've already been hated. And we've already had so many things happen. We've either rebelled against it, or if we couldn't escape it, we dropped dead on it.
And here I thought all this time is because we grew up watching Rocky and Star Trek, so we were just tough and smart.
No, that's where the rebellion and that's where the whole rejection comes in. We were forced to make our own society and learn our own rules, and that's where you get the snitches get stitches and walking it off. You get hurt, walk it off, unless you literally can't. So all that.
You have to remember that those Gen Xers still alive today are those that made it through the Y2K bug.
Oh, the horror. Oh, the horror. Yes, I remember.
And again, the earlier millennials too.
Except they wouldn't. Well, thankfully, it turned out to not be that bad.
But you're one of them, aren't you? The earlier millennials.
Lazy,
Yeah,
but
those-
we're just tired of fucking corporate shit. Yeah. They say they call us lazy, but they're just tired of the corporate shit.
Oh, Gen X, we were called lazy big time growing up.
Oh God, yeah.
So sometimes we were called that rightfully though, but
Yeah. Often it was because we wouldn't do what they wanted us to do.
it's amazing what we can accomplish when we're supposed to be doing other things.
The trick in
I know,
life is to
right?
do everything the opposite of what they told you to do.
Frederick, that's looking really good.
Thank you. She's that Russian psychic spy in the comic.
I love that hair.
Okay, you gotta answer this. How the hell does she not sit on her freaking hair when she sits down? Like yanks it.
Yeah, well, she
My
always
hair
like.
was partially that long, and it freaking yanked.
No, she has to endure it because the hair is like an antenna for her psychic powers.
Braid.
That's a good idea, actually.
How long does it take for her to brush her hair?
She has other people do that.
She's gonna need other people to do that. That's some heavy lifting.
So I can see her arching her back and almost purring as people are just brushing her hair.
Oh, dude, I'm more thinking how much weight she'd lose just getting rid of the hair.
Oh, she must have a strong neck.
But she would be
Well-
blind because her hair is like her antennas to see in the psychic realm. So
I'll just say this is that Bambo's best friend, she used to have very long hair, like, down to her butt, but it was so dense that the weight of her own hair actually gave her migraines. So
Okay,
Well-
so Kahuna can confirm this, but my wig of power is nothing like his is nothing compared to mine, and I'm just looking at that like I couldn't do
Dang.
that. Like the
No,
headache
it's a cool
would
do,
be
though.
so bad.
I've known a woman who had hair not quite that long. I haven't seen it down to the ankles before, but I have.
that's
seen
Crystal Gale level.
It, I have seen it down past the butt. And
Yeah, that's Crystal Gale level right there. For those who remember anything about 70s country,
she the one who sang "Midnight in the Desert."
I couldn't tell you what she sang. I just knew that she was a country artist that had hair that literally went to her ankles.
Guys, I have a confession.
Uh-oh. Yay.
My cat's a stoner.
Oh, is he on the nip
She's
again?
She's rolling in the nip. There's no.
And, well, since it's confession time, I will confess. I think Trippy's a stoner too.
No. I'll never be able to look at this stream again the same way as before.
I miss Trippy.
Star Fury says she can transport the hair to another dimension. I think her hair is another dimension. That's
Frederick,
freaking
it's just-
awesome.
It's just I'm like, how the hell?
It's called comics. You can get away with it.
that's what I was gonna say exactly. You could do anything in comics.
That's right. It's a fantasy.
Guilty. Hi, guilty.
I have a character who's very well endowed and very acrobatic. How often do you see those two things in one? It's called fantasy. We can do that.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
good sports bra.
Hey. Yeah, my femme
Well, you
fatale
know her
goes-
history, so you know that's not far from the truth.
Mhm. And you've all seen pictures of Holly. My femme fatale from Dream Nebula.
But when Maji says major sports, she's read the book, so she knows she kind of actually has extra equipment just for that.
She has a custom made.
She had to, or else, different, what is it, centrifugal force would be an issue when she's doing acrobats or whatever.
Forget that. Just running is a pain in the ass.
Chest. Just saying.
For you guys, you don't have to bear the burden.
The older you get, the more support you need, no matter the gender.
All right, so Raven, you got to get going.
Yep, I might be back later.
Alrighty, well, you have a good one. And
Bye, con Dios.
So I found that quote. You guys are in for the drizzling shits right now. I hope you're aware. And you're going to get to hear more this Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time on Ultimate Kahuna's channel. But we are reading The Wonders of Fourth Wing, and our main character, whose name, I kid you not, is Violet Sorengale. Get it? 'Cause it sounds like violent.
Oh, God.
She is forced against her will to be initiated into the military academy to be a dragon rider, even though she wants to be a scribe. And it does not have the health to be a dragon rider. It's firmly implied.
wait till you find out later why. The real reason why.
So
it's weak.
I
I'd rather read, listen to
No.
My Immortal.
This is high level, grade A, New York Times bestseller, mainstream, cockamania, whatever.
Bullshit. I've read the back of the book.
So I have to. I'm laying all this context up because it'll make it even better when I read his quote. So Violet is getting ready for her day of going to the academy, and her older sister is trying to explain, tips of survival because this is a cutthroat academy. This is one of her tips of survival in all this contest. I've only been out of the quadrant for 3 years, but from what I hear, he's doing well. They're referring to one of Violet's childhood friends. And he'll keep you safe. Don't smile like that. He'll be a second year. Don't mess around with the second years. If you want to get laid, and you should often, consider you never know what the day brings, then screw around in your own year. Nothing is worse than cadets gossiping that you've slept your way to safety. So I'm free to take any of the first years I want to bed, just not the second or third years. Exactly. Valuable life lessons being given in fourth grade.
Yeah.
I know it's not the worst.
I'm gonna get eviscerated on the panel discussion. I really am.
You will.
And the thing is, I don't disagree with any of you guys. The delivery is horrible. There's a lot about it that's bad, but I still saw a lot in there that I had fun with. So
I think this
you're gonna kill me for it, but it is what it is.
Got streamlined through to the top publishers and printed to holy heck for the grift. Because there's a lot of people out there today that know if they can make bad content that'll make a lot of internet people like us throw a fit over and have fun with it, that makes them money at the end of the day.
Well, a couple of weeks.
Known as monetizing the hate.
But a couple of weeks after that panel show, we're going to have a video showing Iron Age characters that could kick the big bad's ass.
Hope so. We hope the end you start.
I'm still just trying to finish my meme book.
I'm just bummed because Haley can't make that list.
Why not?
She doesn't have the means to take them down with her regular set of abilities and things she can do. There's very specific things you have to do to take down the bad guy. Haley does not have. She doesn't have the means to stop him. She's got the means to tussle and survive an encounter with one, but she doesn't have the means to put one down. But Elizabeth does.
Yes, she can. She can drop a building on them.
That won't work.
Yes,
Drop
I
a
see
steel
Into the
building
Flames, and I cannot believe that's a freaking New York bestseller.
Which
Well,
one?
it's just like Hillary Clinton got to be a bestseller. Enough unions bought the books and turned them back in for pulp. Not
Yeah,
kidding.
but the New York bestseller is just based on a day. It's not
Actually,
even-
no, it's not. The New York bestseller
Oh, I
got
know.
caught. No, it got the New York bestseller list got caught in a big scam where they had to admit in court that it is based on the opinions of their editorial staff and not on real numbers.
Yep.
It means literally nothing. The closest you get to that is the bestseller mark in Amazon because that's based on sales only on Amazon. So if you're like me, who do about 80% of my sales in person, you don't get any of that. So my books don't hit the top 10, top 100 right now because I'm not selling them through Amazon. I'm selling them direct. Means I get to keep a lot more money of my book, but it doesn't. I don't get that nice little social status.
You lose out on the buzz spreading out further.
Yeah, the social grift.
I mean,
Which unfortunately is all.
it still will spread out, but it goes a lot slower because you're not going to have the machines backing you up. But people like it, they'll talk.
Exactly, and that's what we're hoping.
A slower burn, but a bigger payoff potentially.
Potentially. The problem is surviving till you can get that payoff. That's the hard part. Most authors will not make it. Sorry.
Star Fury, actually, Batman definitely won't be on that list because one, it's Iron Age characters, but two, I actually made a reference to Batman saying Batman type characters that could do it through research and prep won't be making it on the list unless they already have something that's part of their regular carry that can do the job. If they would have to retreat and come back for a rematch, it doesn't count. It's a random encounter. Do they have the gear to do it or the ability or know-how? So yeah, Batman could put one of them down, but not with his usual stuff that he has on him.
I don't know if the usual stuff he has on him is whatever the plot dictates. It's Batman.
Well, that's right. You know what? He will put one down with his bat shark repellent.
Yeah. Be a venom repellent, you know?
By Menon.
Oh no.
But technically Nightwing could beat one because it has the what is it, stun batons?
Yeah, he could definitely mess one up. I don't know if it's enough juice to put one down, though. That's debatable. But so far, they have shown absolutely crap for resistance to electrical attacks.
So Readout's going to make a character who's definitely not Nikola Tesla, you know?
Totally. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude from Big Trouble in Little China, he'd mess one of these things up.
Oh, dude.
You're talking about the one that they
John
based
Carpenter?
Raiden off of?
No,
What?
Trouble in
Little
Jack.
China.
That song is so
The electric guy, he would mess one of these things up.
Yeah, the one that they base Raiden off of in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's him.
That's funny.
That other dude was weird though. He can make himself bigger, and then at one point he made himself so big he went pop. Yeah, you want to talk about 80s movies, Boncher? Big
That
Trouble
is
in
a
Little
great-
China.
One of my favorites.
One of the
You're
best.
talking about the main villain who gets so angry he fucking explodes.
Angry Lopan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good old Lopan.
No,
Lopan is awesome,
Lopan
but that
is the
was
main
his
villain.
one-
Lopan, which Lopan? Little basket case on wheels or 10-foot tall roadblock?
Yeah, I love that line. You are not put on this out to get it, Mr. Burton. Yeah, I love it. Come on, Dave. You must be doing something wrong. That movie had so many great quotable lines, and I love the fact that even John Carpenter is like, we were doing stuff that the Matrix copied like nobody's business. And it's true in a way when you look at it. You know, a lot of the similar beats and parts to it all are very much reminiscent of what
I
you saw in Big Trouble.
never even made the connection.
I didn't either until John Carpenter mentioned it in one of the special features.
But you know what old Jack Burton says at a time like this? Who? Jack Burton. Jack Burton. Me.
Me. The This is a nice.
It's all in the reflexes.
Yes, yes, it is. And here, bit of trivia for you. You know the scene after, after they return from the brothel and Jack is all sorts of kind of messed up and they throw him in the chair there. Apparently, Kurt Russell was running 104 fever that day with the flu, and that's why he looks gassed.
Way to use it for the performance.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't remember how he made it through that scene. He just totally out of it, and he still nailed
it because he's Jack Burton. Damn it!
Yeah, and don't forget, Jack Burton is the sidekick in that film.
Yeah, the movie was sidekick is the main focus.
Yeah, he's a sidekick who kept taking over.
Yeah, there you go.
He really did.
Mm-hmm. He almost followed Last Action Hero rules. Now there's another fun, just schlock fest. I love Last Action Hero, fully knowing that it is complete and utter trash.
But it was meant to be.
Well, it was mostly meant to be. It wasn't meant to be that much trash. But the cameos alone are.
You didn't know I was going to say that, did you?
You see it in every movie.
I do.
I also love that. Wait a minute. What if I'm not the plucky sidekick? Oh my God, I'm the comic relief. I'm gonna die. Manages to clean out himself up after taking a swim in the La Brea tar pits with a few paper towels. Yeah, that's just awesome. But that movie is very underrated. But you also have to go in there knowing that it's campy cheese extraordinaire.
But it's camp done right.
Yeah, it
really
is. I mean, you sit there and think about the cameos just going into the police station. The animated cat voiced by Danny DeVito with the rabbi. You know, the teaming up, the Hollywood-esque teaming up of the buddy cop teams is hilarious. You see Catherine Trammell walk out in the form of, and with Sharon Stone as Sharon Stone goes out. You see, of course, the T-1000 leave. It's like, okay, this is just messed up.
But for years, I think Hollywood had a missed opportunity. The dude that played Lopan.
James Hong?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, James Hong. I always thought he should have led a cop. He should have been the lead role of a cop movie for years. I'm like, why don't they use him for? He'd be perfect. I never saw it.
Yeah, R.I.P.D. Don't see it. Yes, he did. R.I.P.D. with Jeff Bridges. It is a god awful film.
Yeah, I saw that, but I was saying they should have had him. Again, I forget his name. What was it?
James Hong.
James Hong. I always want to see James Hong play the lead role in just a cop drama movie. I've never seen him use that.
Not
way.
a drama. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a drama.
I think he would be perfect. I think he would be perfect in a cop drama action-ish movie. He would be a slam dunk. And
unfortunately,
in
he's
his
like
prime, they never did that.
Yeah. Oh, he's also 98 now. I think it is somewhere in his late 90s.
That's what I'm talking about. Hollywood missed the opportunity with him. He could have been used for so much more. And I don't know why he was always either a villain or a side character, nothing more.
Yeah. Well, Star Fury nailed it there. One of his such a small role, but he did so much as playing Chew, the Eye Maker in Blade Runner. It's just. And they did age makeup on him back then. So he's eternally felt like an old man thanks to that movie. And also what's funnier still is that he has played maitre d's, waiters, and restaurant owners in several films. And his family is a restaurant family. So he grew up working in his family's Chinese restaurant. So he knew it. So when you see Poe's father talking to him, you noodle
He knows what he's talking about.
In our veins.
He's probably heard it all from his own family.
Probably. But he's definitely the guy to talk to know where to go get some good Chinese.
He's like, yeah, my kitchen. That restaurant out there, it's crap. Ignore that. Come to my kitchen.
There is a channel on YouTube that me and my wife came across recently called Iron Age Dad or Iron Chef Dad. And it is awesome. It's one of the Iron Chef champions, and he gets his dad. His son is a YouTuber and has his dad now doing a channel where he'll toss him literal crap ingredients and say, "Can you make this gourmet?" And it is amazing what this guy can do. He does 2 Domino's pizzas and makes them gourmet. He does a Taco Bell pack meal and turns it into something gourmet. And it's nothing like what you expect. And you're just like, dang, I ate that.
All right, are you gonna put it on pause for a second for his little clarification? And I am kind of ashamed to admit this, but what exactly does gourmet mean other than make it good? What does gourmet exactly mean?
It's usually using very high quality items and expensive stuff, but it's also using it in a much more creative way with high levels of presentation, the plating and sauces.
So I mean, at what point is a plate the way you present it? What makes it go into the category that would be gourmet versus just really good?
From what I understand, and this is my personal definition, it's when it comes to plating, it's how you basically use the sauce, put it on the plate. I mean, are you using a squirt bottle to do any decorative designs? Are you shaping the food to there you go. There you go. Nobody in their right mind would eat. No. There is some good gourmet food out there. It's just kind of how it's done. But also gourmet, meals are often very small in comparison because you're also eating often multiple courses, so you fill up over time, supposedly.
Yeah. But just talking about this, you got me thinking. I've always known gourmet in the colloquial term, but I'm like, what specifically does that mean? I'm not even sure.
Well, you're dealing with people often with very refined talents, with the ability. It's sort of like the difference between going to a kid's music recital and going to a professional opera and listening to them perform. That's kind of the difference. They're both, even if they perform the same song, you're going to want to see the professionals perform if you're looking for quality. That's basically the same kind of attitude you have towards gourmet. Anybody can fry chicken, but how many people can fry chicken to make people weep? Okay, I know that there's probably some old grandmas out there that can do just that every time. Well, they're gourmet that way. Work on your presentation, and you'll be accepted as gourmet by other people. Yeah, that's true. It also is pretentious as hell. That's the other problem. That's the other problem with what's listed as gourmet is the stuff can also just be flat out pretentious ego BS.
Why you gotta call Frederick out like that,
He's not pretentious BS.
For now.
I could be considered that. I'm pretentious as hell at times.
She's looking pretty good there, Frederick. What's her name?
Man, you're gonna be blown away when he does Black Tarzan.
Oh, duh! I just looked in the private chat. He posted "Be right back," and I started trying to talk to him.
Wrangler's gonna wrangle.
Yep. See, Gen X's have boomer moments quite often too. I've seen all generations have boomer moments. Why do boomers get to lay claim on the boomer moments only? When we all do it, why is it called a boomer moment?
It isn't anymore. They're dying off too quick.
No, we need the boomers.
So we have somebody to blame? No, we're becoming.
No. Boomers gave us the music we freaking love. Everything that we as Gen X listened to and loved growing up was made by boomers.
It was boomers. Yeah, I know. Isn't that just a wonderful little stab in the side of the head? It's like, oh, all this movie, I love it, or all this music, we absolutely love it. You realize that was 24 when you were 14. It's boomer music. No, when does Xer music come in? Grunge. The sad part is that's not wrong.
But the music that drove our culture was given to us by boomers, and for that, I thank them.
I'll have to begrudgingly agree with you.
Yeah, sometimes it's not fun, but I get it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, yeah, I will begrudgingly give that one. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Well, they may be dying off, but they're voting strong this year. You know,
They're gonna try. Gonna try. We're gonna see what's gonna try and make everybody have to vote by mail. Because they'll attempt another lockdown.
I'm sending my vote in with a couple tin cans and a string.
I will be going in physically because our our poll probably only takes 1,000 people tops.
No, I always go in.
I will vote early. I will vote early, but I won't vote by mail.
Oh, God, this year's going to get really annoying.
Oh,
it's already annoying. It's already highly annoying.
Yeah,
it's
it's already
get better. It's just gonna get freaking better. The memes are just gonna pile up and up more and more. As
the censorship's gonna go freaking bonkers.
Let us pray that we have an election in 2026.
Right?
Because the way I see
unfortunately, that's not you being flippant either. I hate to say it's
nope.
I do worry about those things.
I'll ask a serious question then that way, and that is, which side do you think is going to accept the results, no matter what they are?
Neither.
None.
Ding. Exactly. So then what happens? Prepare accordingly. Black pill for you. Right up the tushy. Black pasta.
You want me to keep reading from Fourth Wing?
I got a white pill.
I'll just keep reading from Fourth Wing.
Yeah, sure. Torture on the way down.
Read out. Do you just want cancer this early? You know.
Look, you had me reading Fourth Wing. I'm deep into Berserk now. We passed.
I didn't have you reading Fourth Wing. Let's get that correct. That was not me who actually pushed it. It was Christian and Otter, I think. Not me.
You know, you are right. All roads do lead back to the Otter. I do know this.
Albeit, funny enough, you are going to be reading Berserk Deluxe Volume 5, which is hey, you like sadness?
No, I don't. I want happy thoughts. Thank goodness for Blood and Oak, which is about a man trying to raise enough money so he can go rescue his family out of slavery. Wow, that's not happy in itself.
In 1798, his family was kidnapped and put into slave trade by Barbary pirates. In 1803, he set sail out of Pennsylvania to take them back.
That sounds like a fat electrician video.
Sounds like my origin story.
You're going from like just really bad modern like writing. Just makes you want to die, and then you're going to Berserk, which just makes you sad because it's so good. Yeah.
This is the life I've chosen. The final year, the sunset of the American Empire. This is how I've chosen to enjoy it. Well, there's worse ways.
Yeah, there are worse ways. But don't worry, we'll have the Fourth American Republic following soon enough. The question is, how far after the Imperial Strongman does it come about?
Well, eventually the Illuminati will take over everything, and then when the leader of the Illuminati is revealed, all our jaws will drop when we realize we've all been playing pawns in Otter's game.
The leader of the Illuminati.
He just hopes a little more.
Is the Lord Otter.
So we should start singing Otter Brick Road. Otter Brick Road.
Otter Brick Road.
So let's just hope that the Fourth Republic is a little bit more sound than the Second French Republic.
All empires come to an end. Yeah, but which end are we grabbing onto? That's what I'm worried about.
I remember a line out of an old Destroyer novel. For those that don't know, that's Remo Williams, the novelizations. And Chun in there says that all empires die. The question is whether they die by the sword or the worm. And America's dying by the worm. Rot. From
America is dying because our culture has been eroded and nobody has common goals or interests anymore. And then I'm going to go all tinfoil hat here and say it's engineered further. Hollywood is bad on purpose because we don't sit there and talk at the water cooler or make friends talking about their favorite concept, stories, or ideas. The stories and ideas hold a culture together, and we don't. That's being eroded out from underneath us.
But it's not really a conspiracy theory or tinfoil thing. It's something we actually know that is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if somebody came up to me and said, "Oh yeah, prove it right now," I would just turn into a blathering idiot. Well, there's well, you see it everywhere. I wouldn't have the facts and details to back it up.
Just find the video of the Marxist bitch and all them and all these different companies. They're private companies where they're saying the loud power, the silent power out loud.
How many times do you have to hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
yeah, and Star Fury, we're emulating what they did way too much now. It's scary.
Remember, Disney, when people were like, yeah, they're intentionally trying to sexualize and indoctrinate your children. Like, oh, that's
Do you mean the not so secret gay agenda?
Yeah, then you pull up the leak video of them where the chick literally says that. Is what they're trying to do. Like, yeah. It's not really a conspiracy theory.
Dude, all you have to do is watch Strange Worlds and you know.
Don't watch.
But I got a white pill.
I forgot that movie existed.
And
now I'm going to forget about it again.
Ignorance is bliss on occasion. But the world is getting a little bit better because this is now available. It's not pre-order, it's order. It's good to go. It is live. So, maybe those two could come make the world a little brighter for some folks.
Mm-hmm.
The power of the potato gun.
Potato gun.
Now the FBI's got to confiscate it because it's
not the FBI, the ATF.
The ATF.
And we all know things go great when the ATF decides to do some investigating.
Alcohol, taters, and firearms.
Basically.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Unless there's something you guys got in mind that you want to go over, we can start wrap up.
Wrap up.
Well, before that, let's see what Star Fury has to say. Star Fury says, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. Prepare for those hard times, gents. I don't want to. But looks like we don't have much choice in the matter.
Yeah, but this time is different. There is one factor that we're forgetting. Communication has completely changed.
That it has. It is an interesting variable, to say the least.
The fact that the six of us, are having a conversation, all from different parts of the country, all still
not just
in the
six.
same-
Everybody in chat as well, and in fact, Star Fury, was it like 2 a.m. where you are right now? I mean, yeah, but it furthers your point, Maji. It's everywhere.
I mean, Readout can tell you how many times history repeats itself, but there's a factor in history this time that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Plus, there also seems to 3 a.m. There also seems to be a good deal of people who are like saying enough is enough, things are out of hand, and putting their foot down, and it's finally starting to happen.
Because people realize they're not alone this time. Communication has spread. I mean, when we first all got together, how many of us thought, hey, nobody else has these ideas. Maybe it's just me. And then we're all like, whoa, there's like a full everything. That it's not just narrowed like it was back then. So there might be a chance that we
have
might
more than 3
actually learn
channels
something.
now.
I mean, friggin' Readout knows the importance of learning history is to avoid it.
I will also remind everybody that it's very, very important to protect your communication lines. Always in history, protect your communication lines.
Because the first thing it goes is the comm line. The first thing cut is always the comm line.
Got your ham radios ready?
I gotta get the funding to do that, but
I got a walkie-talkie. That work?
Sort of. I used to have all that. I used to have. I had a Uniden modified ham radio that I used as a CB, but I could go to other places that technically I wasn't supposed to be, but nobody was using. So me and my friends were talking on radio bands that nobody was using. And
there you go.
The good old days.
Yep.
Propaganda rules communication for the majority of the uniformed populace. Or uninformed populace, excuse me.
Yep.
And Star Fury's right on this. What he's saying is true. I mean, how many are finding out about how all the crazy Twitter heads are bots just now? Most of us suspected it for years, but now there's
dead internet theory. Dead internet theory.
Yeah, I knew I knew what the NPC meme was, but I didn't realize that we had so many literal NPCs.
Yep, they lack the amount of people that lack a literal internal monologue. That's shocking. But then you also have all the brain damage that's going on caused by things like TikTok. I mean, ugh. You ever hear about main character syndrome? It's the actual belief some of these people have. It's an expansion or a type of narcissism that they actually believe they're the only real person and everybody else is just NPCs in a video game. Piles of uncollected XP. Seriously.
That's a real thing?
That's a real thing now.
I mean, I thought it was kind of a hyperbolic analogy. I didn't think people actually believe that. I've heard people say that they think they're the only one, but everybody is all an aspect of each other.
No, it's actually now a diagnosable kind of thing I've been seeing showing up.
Wow.
Main character disorder. They do literally believe everybody but themselves is an NPC and reality didn't exist before their birth. Pretty
That's
sick.
just normal crazy.
That's
sorry, Star Fury. You're a figment of my imagination.
I don't. If y'all are just a figment of my imagination, then I'm going to pat myself in the back. I got a decent imagination.
But yeah, that's the scary part. You wonder why people suddenly just they'll go on killing sprees for what seems like no reason. Why? I'm just collecting XP.
First of all, if you guys were a figment of my imagination, you'd all speak French, which totally disproves the theory. Right there.
Says you're a figment of my imagination. Do you speak English?
Je m'appelle Machi-chan.
Okay, good point.
Don't make me say something that you might get upset about. En français.
I can't speak
I almost
other
had
languages.
to pause and think. I'm like, I about said my real name, but I'm like, wait, hold on.
Got yourself.
Yeah. Good catch. MD, Shill. Heart and Plugs.
Okay. So, as we saw earlier, I am now releasing music on Bandcamp under the name Resonant One. So you can find new songs showing up. I got a collection that'll probably have them pop up about one a week for the next couple of months, the way things are going. Of course, my books are out. You can find Akinawazi Saga and Tales from the Dream Nebula, both direct through my site with the link there right next to my name, resonantmedia.art. You can find my Substack for more articles and whatnot as they come along. I can be found also on Minds. I do have an outpost on Facebook, but you can only just leads you back to my my blog and website. And my next appearance is going to be at Rise Up Con coming at the end of May 31st, and that's in Seaverville, Tennessee. That is Kevin Sorbo's brand new Faith Fan Con, and so we'll be vending there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that means lots of crafts. And we also got accepted to the West Virginia Ren Fest, so we'll be vending there as well
Nice.
for the month of June. And one more con we're going to in June. It's going to be very busy. End of May through the end of June, we got events almost every single weekend. And the last big thing is we're going to Liberty Con, fourth week. 3rd week of June, I think it is. Yes. And so I'll be hanging out there, but unfortunately that con is full. They limit at 1,000 guests, so I'll have to just bring back a report from the front lines there.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like you got a busy month set up. Congratulations on getting all that lined up. And I hope that you have some good wind in your sails to get through it.
From your lips to God's ears. Every little bit helps.
Maji.
Hey.
Hi.
I have nothing to report, so check out ironage.media. Richard's always got some new stuff going on, new prompts, readings, and his magazine's really growing, so feel free, check it out. Maybe put in an article or two.
All right, and Reed Dautenheimer.
We just dropped a big episode for Retracing History this past Saturday. We get to explore the largely overlooked Battle of Brandywine from the American Revolution. It's surprising it's overlooked because it was one of the largest land battles to happen in North America in the 18th century, yet nobody talks about it. Probably because Washington didn't do too well in that battle, and it led to the capture of Philadelphia by the British. But without the battle, our country would look very, very different. So be sure to go check that out. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into that video. I thought it was not ever going to see the light of day because the original plan for that video did not work out the day of filming because we had 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts when we were exploring. So I had to go to the B plan with lots and lots of editing. So
is that why you done the tornado?
No, that was a couple weeks before. That was just a live stream, which I sometimes go live on Thursdays on my channel, Readout Productions, with the live stream Uncut History. It's kind of on a short-term hiatus due to work and college kind of impeding me being able to go live frequently. But yeah, a lot of stuff happening over Readout Productions. Check it out.
Hey, Readout, you
All
got
right.
a special request in chat.
I would love to go to Vicksburg, but I'm on the East Coast, and Vicksburg is near the Mississippi River. Well, it is on the Mississippi River. That's pretty far away. One day.
All right, Frederick. First question: what is her name?
I forget because I changed her name recently. No, I found a nice Russian name that has a meaning, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Sorry.
No problem. Give us a good show.
Right. So imakecomics.com. I'll take you to my website, which is just a landing page to get the email for the mailing lists for the moment. But I'm updating the website in the next couple of weeks. So there's going to be a big change with illustrations and a little bit of information about the story, including her name. You will get to find that out soon. And yeah, I'm also discovering this new Japanese pen, ballpoint pen, which is incredible. It's like this Uniball 1, it's called. So I
You
just
finally
tested
talked to
this
Animated
tonight.
Man.
It's pretty cool. All right. That's all I got.
Well, she's looking pretty good. If we can't have her name, what's her number?
Yeah, you'll have to work for that one. You'll have to buy the comic.
645-309.
986753009. Billy.
You can find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. I have 2 streams planned so far. On May the 3rd at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be doing Berserk Deluxe Volume 5. We'll all cry. On May the 11th, I'm doing a art chill stream with Frederick, Animated Moon, Umbrella Cat, and Lord Otter, which you'll get to see them draw and talk about shit.
All right.
About it for now.
All right. And I have a spider dangling in front of me. Hang on a second. Okay. So this Friday at 9 Eastern, I believe. Is that right, Billy? 9 Eastern?
Oh yeah, on Christian's channel.
On Kahuna's channel, we'll be going over our thoughts and ideas on Fourth Wing, and you'll probably see me get eviscerated by the rest of these fine people for my dumb ideas. So tune into that. Sometime next week, I'm hoping to have a video up. Going to be doing a full spoiler coverage on Aguila, and then a couple weeks after that, gonna have a video about a bunch of Iron Age characters that could take down the big baddies from Fourth Wing. Anyway, if you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Bye con Dios.
Kapla.
All sorts of kapla. I have way too many little video clips loaded over here. I can't find the music anymore. There it is. We don't need the whole thing. We just need this.
There
Have a
we
good
go.
night, everybody.